Underrated is an overrated word on this channel. I use underrated all the time. The most underrated position group on the Colts, the most underrated player in football, the most underrated player in baseball, the most underrated player specifically on the Cubs, the most underrated player on the Pacers. I use underrated so much that sometimes it doesn't matter, right? You don't care. Let me tell you why Cubs socks is different. I finally went to Cubs socks in person, and to tell you that it lived up to everything is an understatement. It went above. There were people fighting at the end of the game, of a 7-6 game where the White Sox have no chance at the playoffs, not even near anything, and suck so bad that they changed managers. But again, why does this matter so much? Because it matters to Chicago. My favorite rivalry in the state of Indiana is Wabash versus DePaul. Greencastle versus Crawfordsville. As you know, my hometown is Crawfordsville. I don't live there now, so don't try to come find me. But anyway, the point is, I went to a game last year between those two, the 129th meeting of those teams, the 129th Mona Bell Classic. And I watched right in front of me Wabash lose and the other student section storm the field. Since then, I have been engrossing myself deeper and deeper into more rivalries lore. And there's none more interesting than White Sox Cubs. There isn't even Cubs without White Sox. Literally, the original team name of the Chicago Cubs was the White Sox. That's how deep this goes. It goes deeper than baseball. It goes, well, are you posh and rich, North Side? Or are you, ghetto and gunslinging, they say about the Southsiders? These guys hate each other because literally there's narratives about each other deeper than baseball. This stuff was unreal to me while I was being a part of it. And I watched a bases loaded jam where there was the third out recorded in center field, and the guy got so mad at me getting excited. He said, come on, man, it's not that big of a deal. It is. And it is to you because that's why you're saying that. But aside from me going yesterday and meeting Jim DeShays, which is awesome after the game, I'll show a picture right here. Awesome, right? I've been meeting great people lately, you know that. The outro of this video will be Latu telling you to subscribe because it has been for a while. Anyway, look, tonight was bigger than just the rivalry. It's going to turn the Cubs season around. This rivalry is such a big deal that it can turn seasons around. In the White Sox World Series year, they won the final two matchups against the Cubs, if I'm not mistaken. I remember hearing that in like a Jolly Olive video, shout out to him. And it, swung them towards that trajectory, right? Last year, when the Cubs were really falling apart in July, what happened? White Sox series, where they had to come back each game, they won each game, and then boom, catapulted themselves. This means so much for pride, for the city of Chicago. Almost said state. I mean, it dang near is the state of Chicago, but not that type of state, but that type of state. You know what I mean? I'm not going to put definitions up. Look, this is the best, most slept-on rivalry. Maybe it's not underrated, but it's slept on. No one's thinking, oh yeah, Cubs Sox is the best rivalry. You usually think of Cubs Cardinals, which is cool. It's a great rivalry, but it's too much respect for me. And why do I say that? I say I love getting crap talked to me. I wore my Morel jersey. A lady said, take that off. At least get a player who's on the team. He got traded a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. What are we talking about? But I looked back at her and said, are you mad that he walked you off last year? And it shut her up, but it's that type of banter, that type of fun that leads to that person getting mad, and then 6 runs later, them laughing and being like, what do you think now? And me just having to sit there and be like, this is stressful. But what's beautiful is the taste of victory. Because the thrill of victory is only there because of the agony of defeat. Shout out to my grandpa. I know he's probably watching this. And Papa, I love talking to you during the 9th inning. He knows about the rivalry also well. He went to a White Sox game before he ever went to a Cubs one. Crazy. This is rooted in Chicago, and I think it's rooted in America, and it's one of the most just American feeling, beautiful rivalries. Sure, it can get slightly disrespectful. It can get slightly rude. There can be a guy who runs onto the field in the 9th inning because his team's losing. But guys, at the end of the day, it's baseball, and it's beautiful. And I said at the end of the Phillies-Cubs vlog I did that win or lose, it's Cubs baseball. And it is. And I hope White Sox fans feel the same way about their team because they gave us a hell of a fight. And I respect the hell out of them, but also hate them. So, yeah, That's rivalry. I love it. It's just so cool. Thank you guys for watching. Like the video, subscribe. The thumbnail of this video is the greatest brawl. Well, second greatest brawl in the history of this. I don't remember the name of the two guys who brawled that my grandpa loves, but I like the picture of this one better. All right, bye. Have a time out of here. Like the video and
subscribe to Half Like Time.